Hey guys, this is GameGeek2, bringing you another EB Online battle. This one is sort of part of a long-standing tradition of 2v2 battles between myself, Celtic Viking, Arjos, and, well, this isn't Kifal, I guess this is LMT, usually Kifal. But yeah, it's sort of a veterans conglomerate, veterans fight. And you see I'm the Saka, and my partner Celtic Viking is Stan. Arjus is Palava, and LMT is Bactria. So we have LMT playing his more signature faction, but everyone else is sort of playing a less familiar faction. And I chose this battle because I think it's a good example of team cooperation and when it works, and how to use it effectively. And TCV and I sort of told him, but he and I agreed that he would bring a bunch of Persian archers in order to absorb, because Arjus had been using recently a lot of high horse archer content armies, and not many phalanxes with his Palava, and so we basically decided that we would put a lot of foot archers into the field against him. Seems he brought a lot of foot archers too, so that's sort of a wash. But you do see that that we do still outnumber his archers, though not by as much as we'd want to. You see, I'm still not necessarily by as much as we want to, but rather that I'm keeping a bunch of my horse archers in reserve in order to more effectively waste Arjus ammo, and then bring in the second wave of horse archers to shoot all his important units. And the important units on this side are obviously the Debed cavalry. The Mardian archers are only important for their arrows. Over on this, you see basically that, unlike most battles of this sort where you have heavy archer numbers, it starts off very quickly. I think they realize that they're gonna lose if they keep, because we have a very high archer count. We actually expected them to bring a lot more archers than they did, and usually it's the opposite. Usually I'm the low archer person, but this time I'm on the high archer side. And so this is kind of uncharacteristic. But anyways, Arjos makes a move to go around the phalanxes of the Celtic Viking. He just straight rushes on this side, and LMP does as well. And my response is not as much with the hoplites as much as with the longbowmen and my horse archers, and I just start to try to get shots onto his flanks. I don't do this as quickly as I'd like to, and I actually keep moving my men over this side just because I plan on going around this way and shooting them. But and I don't carry this out nearly as well as I should have. TCV sort of makes it. See, now you can finally see our arrows starting to come in. I turn around my horse archers and get them firing. I get my Indian longbows shooting arrows, and now you see a lot of arrows coming in. Going after these various units, doing some decent damage. But it's going to add up over volleys. See, I still haven't moved my hoplites very much. And TCV is going to remind me to take my hoplites and get them over there. And I figured that actually what I should have best done, at least at this time I was thinking I should put them in a line behind there to be flexible and reinforce his flanks. I think I changed my mind soon. Anyways, I'm going to start moving these hoplites at some point. You see, TCV actually we agreed that he would supply the cataphracts, and I would supply the horse archers, because he has a comparative advantage. Cataphracts is high, he has better cataphracts. The engagement starts, and obviously TCV is outmatched on this flank. But he does have a lot of cataphracts to make up for the difference. Meanwhile, I keep shooting arrows at various targets. I think I turn my target to these Kofiarani Kavakaza. see a fight of a bunch of similar looking dudes. You got a lot of cataphracts getting in on this fight. And then in come spearmen, but TCV has a huge advantage in the number of cataphracts he has. And so I think it works out as a lot. I think this works out in TCV's favor, but I'm not precisely sure. I move these horse archers over here. I don't act with them immediately because I turn to micro my hoplites, and you can see my hoplites are lining up behind TCV as I had planned them to. Over here I've got my noble horse archers doing something. I use my Saka horse archers to go after the Mardians, and I bring in my second wave on this flank to go after the Debeds, and you can see the Debeds took a lot of damage. Something I think I did well in this battle is not neglect the other aspects of micromanagement of this battle, and I did remember to attack the Debeds there. Let's see, what am I shooting? Yeah, I use my archers to start putting arrows into the flanks of these infantry. I see that TCV is starting to falter, and who can blame those hillmen? They're getting quickly overwhelmed, and they're greatly outnumbered. So I put in these hoplites into this flank, and this combined with the arrows to the flank, I guess, is just too much for these Thureophoroi, and they just start to crack and run away. It's a lot of arrows, to be fair. Almost see a general assassination here. TCV brings in the cataphracts, hoping to break them. It doesn't, because I don't think I took my men out of guard mode yet at this point. Kind of foolish. But we see a bait, not a bait and switch, but Archer's victory with these cataphracts against TCV's general is obviously very short-lived. You see there's a lot more Armenian horse than there are Parthian. On this flank, obviously we have the continued engagement between the phalanxes. I'm surprised that LMT's phalanx isn't doing better, but he did put it in a shallow formation, and so he can't bring as many pikes to bear on the enemy, which is a problem. Because his Peasatara and Cleric should be easily dominating their opponents. You see an incidental engagement here between these hoplites and the Clericoi, and that's going to go badly for the Clericoi, obviously. I set these Duna Asian pursuing the Debeds and chasing them off. I think it goes poorly for them, but I think I bring in this reinforcement unit to finish them off eventually. Over here, well, we just missed all the action. The hoplites plow through. Usually these Saka hoplites are just good at defending, but in this case they just plow through their opponents because they're light Hyrcanians and various other infantry, and plus they had a decided stamina advantage. Their opponents had been significantly tired out. You see the Dahai cavalry work here, and they're doing a pretty good job at fending off these cataphracts. They're not amazing, so I bring in these. I bring in my Saka riders into melee because they have an advantage. The spear is better than the axe when you have a fight between light troops in EB, because the armor-piercing weapon is a comparative disadvantage against light units for obvious reasons. You can see how there's obviously a big danger to the forces of LMT and Archos, because we could just get around them with our cavalry, or TCV can. And there's not a whole lot in the way of us doing that. Those Thureophoroi are a full unit. Archos, I think, makes a mistake here, relying on these Babylonians in guard mode. I think that's definitely a poor decision. I see people using these units in guard mode all the time. I have no idea why. It seems terrible. Their defense isn't as high as you'd think because of their big shield. It's only like 22 or 23. So they're much better used as a flexible offensive unit, able to fight effectively against more heavily armored troops. Anyways, the day is sort of saved by the coming of the Bactrian Agama. The Armenian phalanxes are quickly routed by them through flanking activities. So I put in my Padiota to help stem the tide, while TCV can get around the back with his cataphracts like that. Over here, there's a bunch of disorganized fights. I don't think I carry them out as well as I should have. These guys sort of underperform, and I keep pouring arrows into here. Or, no, sorry, TCV's firing the arrows, so I think he might hit some of my men. Yeah, I think that goes one right there, although he hits more of them. You see how my numerous horse archers are able to be put to use in dealing with all of these cataphracts, and I also have some hoplites here. The ones that were dealing with the Clericoi Phalangitai earlier. I think I pulled one out and left the other one in to fight them. See the Padiota over here. And they're able to flank the Pesatyroi. And you see finally the Pesatyroi come out victorious, though I don't think they're as victorious as they should have been. See, these Kavakaza didn't take as much damage as I thought they would, and I think they're able to cut up a few, and now the cataphracts get out of there in time. But you see the blob of hoplites is still vastly superior to the blob of light infantry. And you'd expect that based on cost and based on panoply and other sorts of things. Bactria and Akamba have taken surprisingly few casualties. I guess that, I mean, they're obviously a lot better than these Padiota, but they're flanked on all sides, and you'd expect them to be taking a bit more. I think they might rout as opposed to being killed, which is kind of weird for an elite unit. So anyways, all of the Bactrian light troops of various sorts break, and they're pursued by all sorts of cataphracts and things. I don't put my riders into the pursuit as early as I should, and some of these guys reform. You see some attempts by the... Oh no, those are our guys. Never mind. And you see at this point the battle's very, very much in our favor. Pretty much decided. Something happens in these Agama, I don't know what, but it's not going to be good. But all these guys get chopped up and surrounded. And so basically from this side the entire army is destroyed. Look at all the dead over here. There's a lot of dead people, especially cataphracts. So yeah, that's basically the battle. The rest is sort of cleanup work, like taking down this phalanx here, and getting rid of these light troops. These guys last a while. I guess they're surrounded by Persians though, and hoplites, and these things don't exactly have very good killing power. So yeah. We finally get an admission out of them. So yeah, I think this battle is a good example of teamwork and how people coordinating well with messaging can really support each other where they need it. You saw that TCV provided a line of Persians, and when help was needed on this flank, I provided the hoplites, and I took care of all the various missile troops on this flank through prudent use of horse archers, and TCV routed that side with his cataphracts. And you can see the numbers sort of reflect what was going on here. The best kills coming out of the cavalry units, but surprisingly number of kills from the Saka Hoplites. I guess not really surprising based on how many people they just routed and ran over. A lot of kills from the longbowmen is typical, and mediocre job from the skirmishers, but what do you expect? And an okay job for the guild warriors. So anyways, good game. Oh, look at all those kills from the horse archers. Anyways, good game, and hope to bring you another one soon.